Welcome to Servant of the Fates. Today we're going to talk about the real bad guys in tarot, and it's not these ones in front of you. Now, this video is not about fear-mongering, okay? It's not about saying, oh, if you get this card, something bad is going to happen to you. Absolutely not. I am giving you context and what a card means, and make sure you stay until the end of the video because towards the end, I'm going to explain how it all works together. So fear not. This is not about making you scared of tarot. Tarot is our friend, and so are these cards, okay? So these ones, they get a lot of bad rep in tarot because they're scary. I mean, look at their freaking names: Death, the Tower, the Devil. But they're actually, like I said, our friends. Death, historically, it did used to mean death in the literal sense way back then, because our lives, or our ancestors' lives, were so different from ours. There wasn't pasteurization, sanitation, public health, safety. Things aren't as good as they are now. And people did die a lot from plagues and other illnesses. So when you pull this card back then, there was a big chance it did mean death. But now tarot evolves with us, right? So it has evolved with us. And now it just means transformation. Death is the rebirth of something. When you see death, it means something is about to begin in your life. But for something to begin, another thing has to end first. And that's kind of what gives it a bad reputation in modern times, because the ending can be painful. Like, this is you losing a job only to find out that there's a better offer from a better company that is willing to pay so much more. But before you learn that, okay, it's the pain of getting fired or getting laid off. That's what death is, okay? But that's life. That's the circle or the cycle of life, right? Sometimes something has to end only for something better to begin. It's like this year. You cannot have both 2024 and 2025. For 2025 to begin, you need to say goodbye to 2024. And that can be sad sometimes, but rest assured there's something better on the horizon. So that's death for you. Death is our friend. Death keeps us alive. What about the Tower? I mean, the imagery is so horrifying, and that's why it gets such a bad rep. But again, the Tower is your friend. It's tough love, but it's love all the same. So the Tower, it only destroys foundations that are not solid. So if you have a partner who doesn't really love you, or a friend who's not really loyal to you, or a job that's not really appreciating you, serving you well, the Tower is going to make sure it comes crashing down so that you can rebuild with someone who actually loves you, with a friend who's actually loyal to you, with a job that will actually appreciate you. So it only destroys that which is not good for you, so you can find something better, so you can rebuild again. And I get it. I'm not saying it's not harsh. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you find out that your partner is cheating on you, for example. That's a Tower moment. You thought you were loved, but apparently there's a third party, there's an affair. But then, why did that happen? So you can leave that relationship. You can find someone who is devoted to you, who is faithful towards you. So you can have an amazing romantic love life, okay? So that's what the Tower is. It's tough love, but it's love all the same. What about the Devil? I mean, look at the name. It's the freaking devil. Of course you should be afraid of it, right? Wrong. The Devil is a warning against itself, okay? The Devil says, don't be like me. What is like me? Like me is too addicted, too obsessed, too intense, too infatuated, okay? That's what the Devil is. It's too much. But if it's not too much, if it's regulated, moderated, it's amazing, because the Devil is ambition. The Devil is drive. The Devil is passion. These are good things. These are things that we live for, right? I mean, you need drive for your career. You need passion for romance. You need all of these things. But too much, if you spend, let's say, 28 hours at work a day, then your physical health suffers. If you are too obsessed with your partner, with your crush, then where are you? Okay, you lost yourself in this other person. And what about your other relationships, your friends, your teammates, your family? You have no time for them anymore. Everything is devoted to this person, so that's not good. So the devil is warning against itself. It's saying, I'm okay, the right amount, but not too much. So definitely someone who warns you is a friend, right? Friendly warnings against too much indulgence of anything. So that is the devil. As you can see, they're not bad people, these tarot cards. They're our friends, okay? Now, what are the real negative cards in tarot? And again, stay until the end. This isn't about fear-mongering, okay? I'll put everything in context, but let's learn the meanings, the different pains and sufferings and agony in tarot. The first one is the Three of Swords, okay? This is worse than all of them combined, I promise you, okay? The Three of Swords is heartbreak and sorrow. This is agonizing pain. This pain, it's the kind that makes you scream. You know, this pain screams. Like you can't just sit and kind of reflect. When you experience the Three of Swords, you have to scream. And when you're not screaming, you're weeping. So it's a cycle of yelling, shouting, and crying. Okay, so you are torturing your throat and your eyes, and definitely, of course, your heart. This card, it involves things like separation, divorce, rejection, or discovering a truth that crushes your soul. Okay, it's that kind of pain. I'm sure you have experienced that either romantically or with family, being separated from your kids. This is the kind of death of a loved one that's unexpected. Okay, so the Three of Swords, this is, I would say, like a bad guy in tarot. You don't want to see it by itself. Okay, what else is there? Another bad guy is the Seven of Swords. I mean, that's a thief. A thief steals from you, right? So this is the card of betrayal and deception. Now, the difference is, I said this one screams and it weeps, right? This one, it is speechless. This is the kind of pain where you're kind of catatonic. You know, you can't move, you can't think, you can't breathe because of what happened. This is realization and denial battling. Like, yeah, on one hand, you know this, but on the other, you don't want to accept it. And you feel helpless, okay? It's helplessness, therefore speechlessness. It involves trickery. When someone steals from you, not just like small things, but like being conned, you know? And theft, a knife in the back, from a person that you love. This is like being in a relationship with someone and then finding out they were only in it for the money, and then one day you wake up and all of your jewelry is gone, and so is this person, and the last 2 years of your life was a lie. Okay, it's a speechless kind of pain, very malicious, betrayal and deception. What else do we have? That's a really bad guy in tarot, the Nine of Swords. This is the card of anguish and torment, okay? Now this pain, it's violent. Of course, these are violent too, but this one, it's actively violent, because these ones are like you learned something, you saw something, you experienced something, and now you're left in your pain. But this one is active. It is still happening and it keeps happening. This is cruel. It's ruthless. It tortures your mind without end. So the situations it involves are anxiety, when you're suffering from anxiety. This is fear, not like fear when you're watching a horror movie. That's like temporary fear and it's not real, you know, it's like nervousness. But this is fear of something, like fear of death. This is maybe hearing that you have a terminal illness when you had no idea and you're only in your mid-20s. It's that kind of fear, okay? It talks of sleepless nights and the urge to hurt yourself, which is very sad. So this is torment, this is torture, and it's active. It never stops. It keeps on going. This is hearing voices in your head. This is battling your own demons. That is the Nine of Swords. We also have the Ten of Swords, the card that follows this. And this one, it's about defeat and ruin. Okay. Now this kind of pain, it's paralyzing. It's different because this one, you're speechless, you're catatonic, but that's just you. That's you trying to process and deny things. You're bargaining, right? But this one, it really leaves you paralyzed. Like, it's weird. You want to breathe. Your soul inside your body wants your body to breathe, but your body can't. It's like something else is a hold of you, something that you can't control. It's like your life, your body is no longer within your control, okay? This is like you have hit rock bottom and you're deciding between getting up and dying. Like, you don't want to know. It's crazy, okay? You're not sure if you want to keep on fighting or if you just want to concede and declare defeat, okay? So it involves things like illness as well, of a loved one, of yourself, okay? Death, impending death, and a significant life crisis. This is like rock bottom. Like, it's not about not being able to pay the rent or the bills anymore. This is not being able to eat for like 3 days straight. You know, it's that kind of ruin. It's that kind of defeat. What else is a bad guy in tarot? The Seven of Wands. I would say, though, he is not as bad as these other four, okay? The Seven of Wands, this is struggle and exhaustion. So it's more physical and mental, but you can fight it. You know what I mean? Like, you can still fight. You are not catatonic. You're not speechless. You are not wailing. You are not paralyzed. You're not being tormented. You are struggling, yes, and you are exhausted, which is still a lot, but you can still fight. That's why he's still standing, right? But I'm not going to like minimize the pain of this card. There is still a lot of struggle. There is still extreme tiredness, okay? This pain can be brutal. It attacks you from all fronts, see? Lots of attackers. It leaves you feeling panicked and gasping for breath. Like, you just can't keep up anymore because it's 1 versus 6, right? So it's kind of crazy. This is, it's not just being tired on a mundane level. No, this is not just tired because you work 2 hours overtime and now you have to pick up your kid from school. No, that's just day-to-day stress, okay? This is the kind of pain that involves, for example, your beliefs are being attacked by another person, your reputation is being assaulted at work, okay? So it's not just day-to-day tiredness, like you're tired of life, you're struggling because you're doing your best, but people doubt you, people don't believe in you, people are demonizing you, okay? So it's that kind of energy. You can still fight it, it's not as bad as the first 4, but still, okay? It is a bad card to get. It's a bad guy in tarot. What else do we have? Of course, the 5 of Pentacles. This is the card of hardship and insecurity. So this pain, it's isolating. It wants you to feel like you're unsupported. It wants you to feel like you're alone. No one is there for you, okay? Isolating. It shames you and it turns you into either a pariah or a victim. Okay, so it involves total abandonment. You know, those kids that get kicked out by their parents because they've done like rebellious, terrible things at school and it shamed their parents, embarrassed their parents. So now, like, you're gone. Not just out of the will, but from our lives. Like, we don't care about you anymore. Gone, done, live in the streets. Okay, it's that kind of energy. Yeah, total abandonment, banishment as well. You know, in history books, when they're talking about someone who's been exiled by society, they were a lord, they were a lady, maybe even a royal, but they did something terrible that the church hated or society rejected, and now they're a pariah. Okay, so it's banishment. It's that kind of energy, exile. And also, on a more modern note, it is like complete financial ruin. It's very sad. You hear of those people on the news who because they lost their job, they feel like they cannot support themselves and their family anymore. But it's not just that. It's not just being broke or being poor, okay? It's feeling hopeless and being ashamed and embarrassed that they cannot support themselves and their family. It's like their reputation is ruined now too. So yeah, hardship, insecurity, complete financial ruin. That's what this card is about. Last but not least, definitely not least, the Five of Cups. This is grief. This is misery. I mean, look at him, okay? He's grieving, right? Though that's a mourning cloak that he's wearing. He's mourning something or someone. Now, this kind of pain, it's quiet, okay? This one screams, this one torments you, but this one, it is quiet. It's like it whispers and tortures you with something soothing almost. Okay, it's crazy. It's quiet and it whispers to you, but it doesn't whisper comforting things. It's like, oh my God, it's really sarcastic and ironic that way because it's trying to comfort you with something painful. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what it is, okay? That's what grief is. If you have experienced the death of a loved one, it's that kind of energy. People come to you and they comfort you and they touch you on your shoulder and they say, it's okay, they're in heaven now or they're in a better place. And it's a comfort in a way, okay? But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like torture. Like, I don't want them in heaven. I don't want them in a better place. I want them here on earth beside me, okay? So it's that kind of energy. It's like you're left with no choice and you have accepted life's judgment. That's why you're quiet. That's why his head is bowed down, okay? It's like just, you've accepted it. You've accepted defeat. You know, you can't do anything about it. So this kind of situation, it involves like a lost opportunity that you were looking forward to when it comes to like relationships or career. And it's a regret for what has or has not come to be, okay? It's a what if card, yeah? So it's quietly painful. So these are the real bad guys in tarot. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is not about fear-mongering, okay? Whether you're a tarot reader or you're just someone who likes to listen to tarot readings, you need to know what they really mean, because today, a lot of modern tarot readers, they like to sugarcoat or whitewash these cards, you know, and that won't help you because life is not all rainbows and butterflies. Life has pain, okay? There are bad guys in life and we need to be able to fight them. We need to be able to control them, okay? So if we don't know what they really mean when you see these cards in your spread, if you don't know that they're actually scary cards, then you won't act, right? You won't act on them. You won't put your guard up. So you need to know what they mean. Having said that, that is each card alone by itself. But normally we don't just do a card pull, right? If we're asking tarot about our career or health or something else really important like our relationships, we don't just pull one card. Usually it's part of a spread, okay? So when it is part of a spread, that is when the card's pain is mitigated, okay? Because there's something else influencing it. You know what I mean? Like there is something else canceling it out or balancing it. For example, this is the best card in tarot, the Sun. Let's say, let us pair it with the Five of Pentacles. So this is a rags to riches story. This is from rock bottom to the very top of the mountain, okay? This is the night is darkest before dawn, okay? So it's that kind of energy. Yes, there's a loss, there is pain, there is scarcity, but the lottery win is just around the corner, okay? So it's that kind of energy. When you put them together with a different card, it does mitigate the pain, the agony, the villainous of the card. Okay, so by itself, it's very negative, but as part of a spread or even just a pairing, it does improve. Okay, so this is not about fear mongering. This is about you understanding what a card means and how it is affected by other cards around it. The sun shines its rays on literally everything. Okay, literally everything. Beside death, it's a blessing in disguise. Like, be grateful that whatever that situation in your life is has died, because something so much better is going to be reborn. So that's what the sun does. Let's see what else. What about the Empress? The Empress, for example, let us pair it with the Three of Swords. Be grateful that this person broke your heart, because you're going to meet someone so much hotter, okay? The Empress is so beautiful. She is Venus, goddess of love, beauty, harmony, and desire. So she is Helen of Troy times 10. It could be male energy as well. It could be like, you know, Henry Cavill, Brad Pitt, that kind of energy. So it's like, yeah, someone broke your heart, but that's because they're ugly and you deserve someone who's not ugly. And someone so physically beautiful and beautiful in other ways as well, abundant too, wealthy and rich, is going to come in your life. See, so it does mitigate. It's not like you're in pain forever. The Empress follows, okay? It's not like you're in complete financial ruin forever, because the sun follows. So yeah, it's not like bad. Beside other cards, it's good. By the way, these two, they can be good together. We talked about how these two are like some of the worst guys in tarot, right? But beside each other, they are good. You don't need a perfectly amazing card to mitigate the pain of a bad card, just these two. Because from 9 to 10, this is, what did I say? Active torment. This is your mind being tortured, okay? This is never-ending anxiety, but here it's done. Okay, so the 9 of Swords followed by the 10 of Swords, it is done. The torment, the torture, the anxiety is over. The sun is about to rise on the horizon now, okay? So yeah, as you can see together, they are different. But the point of this video was to teach you the truth about the cards, because I also watch a lot of readings. I believe that the universe sends other tarot readers my way to send me divine messages as well. So I very much look forward to watching other readers' readings, but I do see it a lot. Like, they see the 10 of Swords and they're like, oh, don't worry, this is amazing. Like, are you kidding me? How is that amazing? Like, no, it's not. So yeah, I want you to know what the cards really mean. Life is not all rainbows and butterflies, but anything negative is temporary. Death is always here to make sure we have a beautiful new beginning. I hope this helped. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.